Hi, everybody, and welcome to Unified, a podcast feed from First Church Belmont Unitarian Universalist. We'll be sharing sermons and stories, special thematic content made new every week. We're so glad you're here, and for more information about who we are and opportunities to grow and deepen, swing by the church on Sundays or check out our website at uubelmont.org. And for now, enjoy this new content.
Hello, my name is Devin Beckett, and I'm here to tell you about my ancestor, Captain John Underhill, who was born in Warwickshire, England in 1597 and became an early English settler and a soldier in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. He is my uncle from 10 generations back, and he married Elizabeth Feake, who some of you may know as the Winthrop woman, in 1658. An antique oil portrait of Carolyn Underhill, a beautiful young woman who looks like my sister, has been passed down through the generations and hangs in my mother's bedroom today. I was raised on stories of my noble ancestors. There's a huge monument to Captain Underhill on Long Island, posthumously dedicated by Teddy Roosevelt, and an Underhill Society of Descendants who celebrate our ancestry. In the wake of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, 5 of my friends from yoga got together to study anti-racism. We continue to meet monthly and started with Your Privileges showing. We've read and discussed more than 30 books, seen lots of movies, and gone on field trips exploring racism and our privilege as white women. One book in particular I recommend to you, An Indigenous People's History of the United States by Dr. Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz. That book blew our minds and set the stage for our next assignment with each other, which was to look up the Native people who lived in the place where we grew up. I started online with the local historical society, then typed in more and more search terms and found lots of terrifying information. Imagine my horror when I came to recognize that my colonial ancestor, Captain John Underhill, was responsible for the genocide of Native peoples. He led the Mystic Massacre in Connecticut as part of the Pequot War of 1636 and the Pond Ridge Massacre of 1638, precisely in the area where I grew up. His own Native American allies were appalled by the violence of the Englishmen who killed not only warriors and young men, but also women, children, and elders. Not even dogs were left alive. My ancestor burnt villages to cinders, and thereafter even mentioning the word Pequot was illegal because there were no more Pequot. They were officially extinct. Through the right of conquest, the state of Connecticut was founded because of his work. There's a film at the Pequot Museum and Research Center in Ledyard called The Witness that documents the Mystic Massacre. In the basement of the museum, you can see a diorama of the village on the hill overlooking Mystic Harbor and see how Captain Underhill, in his own words, undertook mass murder. When I spoke with him in my imagination, he couldn't understand my grief, my despair over what he had done. He thought I should be grateful for his clearing the land of savages. It's been horrible digesting this information, and it's an ongoing journey of discovery and forgiveness. I got in touch with the Siwanoy Nation through Facebook and apologized on behalf of my family. I learned that some of the Siwanoy were not home when the Pond Ridge Massacre took place, and the Siwanoy Nation exists today in Westchester County, New York. They aren't recognized as an official tribe by the United States, and that's a whole other story of discrimination and bigotry, but I'll leave that for another time. I've attended Wampanoag immersions on Nantucket, at Round the Bend Farm in Dartmouth, and powwows here in Newton. Amun of the First Light Pequot and Wampanoag came to teach and tell stories at the Watertown Library. I've become a member of the Three Sisters at the Pequot Museum and Research Center and attended programs there on cultural intelligence, CQ. At every turn, I've been invited, welcomed, and included by the Native Americans I've met. I've received a glimpse, a feeling, a sense of groundedness and kindness flowing from these people and the land that's been a transforming experience for me. My beloved Yogurt sisters helped me dig deep into my heritage and the deeds of Captain John Underhill, popping the bubble of my elite white education and the indoctrination of supremacy. Now I continually thank the Siwanoy, the Pequot, and the Wampanoag for receiving me, seeing me, and opening up my universe to new dimensions of understanding.